Purchasing TeleStaff's reporting module will provide you with the ability to create your own custom reports that will have the ability to run directly within TeleStaff. Custom reports must be created with SAP's Crystal Reports software program. The first thing that I need to do in order to begin to design my reports is create an XML data source. To do this, I need to go into Administrative Tools, and into Data Sources. I am going to create a new data source under the User DSN tab, and I'm going to use the CRODBC XML Driver 4.20. The data source name is going to be called XML_TeleStaff. And I'm going to add a location. The name of that location will be XML. The location type will be folder. And the location of where TeleStaff will throw a temporary database file for me to build my report from will be the temp folder. So I need to direct the location here to my temp folder. Typically that is located in Documents and Settings. In my case, under Administrator, Local Settings, and then the temp folder. Going to the Advanced tab, make sure that it's ADO format, and then click OK. Alright, and so now I have my XML data source created. The next thing that I need to do is create a temporary file for me to build from. So I'm going to go into TeleStaff, and I'm going to build this temporary file off of a certain report. The information that I need is going to be based on which report, or the report that I choose is going to be based on the information that I need. In my case, for this example, I'm going to build it off the roster report. So holding down my Alt and Shift key, I click the View Report button, and here it is going to create that file for me. I'm going to name it the Duty Roster, and click OK. I already have one that exists, so I'm going to overwrite it. And it's been created. So now I'm ready to build my Crystal report. The next step is to open Crystal Reports, and I'm going to open up a blank report. And open up my data source, and it is the XML_TeleStaff, and within XML is going to be this duty roster. Opening up my Field Explorer and going into Database Fields and the duty roster. Here are all the fields that I am able to utilize to build my report. Now what I'm going to do in this example is I'm just going to build a very down and dirty roster. So I'm going to get my resources names. The position names that they reside in. I'm also going to separate them out by their region or their battalion, by their station, and by the unit, but I'm going to do this by grouping them. So the first group I'm going to make is by region. The next will be by station. And the next by unit. I'm also going to march these in a little bit to give them some definition. Okay, and also I'm going to delete these headers because they're not going to be necessary. And then let's take a view of this report that I've created. And the reason that I can see this is because of that XML field or file that I had created. Let's close out of the Field Explorer and take a look at this report. Alright, the next thing I need to do is to get it ready for TeleStaff to utilize it. And the way that I tell TeleStaff that this is a custom report and tell it which XML for it to build with current data is by putting information into the summary info field. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up TeleStaff's canned roster report that I built that initial XML from, and I'm just going to pull the information that I need from that canned roster report. So under File, Summary Info, I need to grab this FCN information under the subject. So I'm going to copy it and put it into my report. Okay. So now I can close out of TeleStaff and put my report into TeleStaff, or close out my report and put it into TeleStaff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it directly into the reports folder on my computer, and I'm just going to call it test. So basically what I did was I want this to only show on my computer and not everybody's computer. And so that being the case, I put it in the TeleStaff's lib reports folder. If I wanted this to be distributed to everybody within the department, then I would put it on the server rather than this client machine. I would put it on the server in the MT reports folder. Right, going into TeleStaff. And going into reports. Here is my test report. And let's go ahead and view it. And there it is within TeleStaff.